Ladies and gents, as we all know, there was a bombing in Iran by the United States. So we're doing that. Anyways, I'm going to show you exactly what the liberals, especially ones like DB over there, actually believe and what they're doing. Without further ado, here we go.
So just to be clear, no, I don't support the bombing of Iran. But I just gotta say, for all you people calling for impeachment, learn your fucking history. First of all, the War Powers Act says that the president can authorize strikes without talking to Congress. In fact, he has 48 hours after the strike to notify them. And also, I'd just like to quickly point out all the presidents that bombed other countries without congressional approval. Let's start with Obama. Without congressional approval, he bombed Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Libya, Yemen, Somalia, and Pakistan. George W. Bush, Afghanistan and Iraq. Old Slick Willie Bill Clinton, he bombed Iraq, Serbia, Sudan, and Afghanistan. These are all without congressional approval, by the way. Then you got George H.W. Bush, who bombed Iraq and Panama without congressional approval. Then you got Reagan, who did Libya and Grenada. You got Nixon, who did Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos. You got Lyndon B. Johnson, who bombed Vietnam and the Dominican Republic. There was also Joe Biden dropping bombs on Syria, again, without congressional approval. Guys, almost every president has done this, and none of them were impeached for those strikes. So just fucking stop.
So there you go. There's a little peek into what the liberals are going to push. They're going to go, oh, he needs to be impeached for doing it without approval, blah, 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 blah. But that's not even the half of it, guys. We have this woman here who wants to share you some very harsh truths. And this is the kind of crap that people like Dark Brandon back and they support, but they'll act like they don't. So let's take a look at this.
Hello everyone, so this video is for the people who are backing up Iran right now, mostly Democrats, that they are supporting Iran right now. So I want to go over a few rules and laws in Iran about women. Basically, it's everything against what Democrats believe. So if you're a woman in Iran, they see you as a half a brain. So you don't have the full brain. So let's say if you witnessed a murder and you're a woman and you want to go to the court and say that you witnessed a murder, there should be 3 women. So your witness, like your words, will be approved in the court. Versus if it's a man and it witnessed a murder, only 1 man is enough. Why? Because they say women have half a brain. If you're a woman in Iran, you have kids and you want to divorce, you only can have that child until 7 years. After 7 years, your child is for your husband, and he can come and take the child away from you, and you might never ever see your child again. Or if he doesn't want to, he can leave this child with you, and there is nothing that you can do about it. If you're a woman in Iran and you want to divorce your husband, oh, you have to go through hell. But if your husband wants to divorce you, it's super easy for that. If you're a woman in Iran and you're being beaten up by your husband, and me as your neighbor call the police and say, my neighbor is, hitting his wife to death, police will do nothing. They will say, well, it's a family matter and it is his wife. So basically, a wife for a man is like an object, just like they bought a car or something. So they will not interfere, and they will say that it's their personal problem, it's not our problem. If you're a woman in Iran and you want to travel out of country, you have to have the approval from your father if you're single, or your brother if you don't have a father. If you're married, you have to have the approval from your husband. So basically, your husband has to sign a paper that gives you the permission to leave the country. And let's say your husband said you can't keep the kid. Until that kid is 18 years old, you have no right over that kid. Basically, if you want to leave the country, the kid cannot leave the country unless the father approves it and give the permission. If you're a woman in Iran, you can never become a judge, because they say women decide with their emotions, so they cannot be a good judge. If you're a woman and you walk into your home and you see your husband with another woman, and you get mad and you kill them, you will be hanged. But if you're a man, you walked in a room and get your husband with another man, you can kill both of them and nothing's gonna happen to you. In Iran, you will be hanged if you kill someone. That's the punishment. But if you're a woman and you kill someone and your punishment is hanging, but you are virgin, they will first rape you before they hang you. I know that you can't even put this in your imagination, but that is true. Because in Islam, you cannot hang a virgin woman. In Iran, if a woman does not want to sleep with the husband and have sex, and the husband basically force you and kind of rape you, actually it does not count as a rape. So your husband can basically force you to have sex and there is nothing that you can do about it. In Iran, a woman cannot sing. No man can hear your voice singing. In Iran, if you're a woman and you get raped, do you know what's the first thing that they ask you? What did you do that they raped you? As a woman in Iran, we get sexually assaulted every day. Me, myself, I've been in Iran for 27 years. I've been sexually assaulted every day. Not by raping, but you walking in the street, they will touch your butt. They will touch you. They will say nasty things in your ear. You're not safe anywhere. You sit in taxi, a man next to you, they will touch you. There is nothing you can do really about it. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of choosing your sexuality, forget about it. You want to be a bisexual, you want to be gay, you want to be lesbian in Iran, forget about it. You can be, but there's going to be consequences for that, and you better not be caught. And this was just a very, very small amount of the things that's going on in Iran against women. So next time that any person that lives in Europe and in America and they want to support Iran's government, just think about all this, and shame on you if you do.
And well, there you go. Those are the kind of things that the liberals will back up. They'll stand by. They'll act like they don't stand by. You know, persecution of women, treating women as if they're not human, treating women as if they have half a brain compared to a man, treating them like objects instead of humans. And that's just the way they do things out there. But the liberals will sit there and go, oh, it's a good thing, blah, 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 blah. And then they'll complain about somebody saying, grab her by the... And then they'll complain about people going, don't use abortion as birth control in the United States. That's just the worst thing anybody could ever do. Or when Trump said, abortion is okay in cases of rape and incest. Oh no, that's somehow controlling what women's bodies do. But in Iran, if you catch your husband cheating on you, it's your fault. Or if you don't want to give up that pudding, he can just take it out in Iran. But that's okay, guys, because it's not America, because, you know, America's the worst place, according to the liberals. And this last woman has a pretty good way of putting it. In case you need her to spell it out for you in a different kind of way, she definitely nailed it.
All right. I did a serious video about what's going on in Iran, but now I'm finna break it down in a nutshell what happened, all right? Okay, so from the beginning, well, somewhere from the beginning. All right. Netanyahu, I call him Yahoo. That's the man over there in Israel, right? He kept saying, hey, Iran got nukes, and I'm going to go and hit their ass up because they got nukes, and they keep saying they're going to wipe us off the map, so I'm going to just hit his ass first. Donald Trump said, okay, let me tell you what's going to happen. All right, I'm going to send my folks over there. I'm going to send Tulsi Gabbard over there, and she going to see if they got nukes. So she went over there with her intelligence team in March, and she said, hey, it look like they ain't got no nukes. And Trump said, all right, cool, that's fine. They ain't got no nukes. He done went and told Yahoo, listen, she done went over there and checked. Rock and roller Ayatollah ain't got no nukes. She done went and checked. So I'm going to need for y'all to chill out. And like my plan was, is peace, and we all finna make some bread. Well, Yahoo just wasn't satisfied with that shit because he war hungry. Looked like he want to stay in power forever, and as long as they at war, he gonna keep his seat. So he was like, nah, I know they got some nukes, and I'm finna go over there and strike their ass. Donald Trump was like, hey, player, don't do that. We want peace. Well, Ayatollah Khomeini said, rock and roller Ayatollah, he said, death to America. Trump said, look, I done already told you I ain't in that shit. I'm not sending Israel no money. I'm not sending them no weapons. I'm just not in that shit. Leave America out of this. We ain't fucking with nobody. We want peace over here, right? All right, they get into it. Israel go and bomb their ass, and I'm talking about bomb their ass, right? So rock and roll Ayatollah was like, oh shit, oh this how we playing? All right, everybody finna feel it. Donald Trump said, hey, who the fuck is everybody? I just told you, America's not in it. We don't want nothing to do with this player. I don't know how many times I got to tell you, we want peace. We really want y'all to shake hands, but since y'all on that gangster shit, we just gonna bow out gracefully. They said that shit again, death to America. Everybody gonna feel it, sending out all them threats. So DJT ain't finna take that shit laying down, because he always been a G, uppercase G at that. So Trump was like, all right, bet. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen in 2 weeks, and then in 2 weeks, if we ain't broke a peace, then we gonna figure something out. Well, behind the scenes, DJT was like, well, I done found out you got 3 sites where you could have been making nukes. And so since you still talking big shit, big game player, I'm finna send some shit over there, and we just gonna get rid of that shit where you could have been making nukes, all right? Boom. So he go and send 3 strikes. He just obliterated 3 nuclear sites over there in Iran. And when I say nuclear sites, I'm talking about where they could have been making bombs underground, right? So what they drop could go through, like, I think 20 feet of concrete, you know, like the big shits, right? So they just went over there and they obliterated 3 nuclear sites. So Trump basically, from what I can see, is saying, all right, what you thought they had, I done went and took that shit away. Now you ain't got no reason to keep going over there and fucking with them. I told you I wasn't finna get rid of their supreme leader, rock and roller Ayatollah. He's still over there. And as for you, rock and roller Ayatollah, keep our name out your motherfucking mouth, like I told you from the beginning. That's it in a nutshell. Now, we going to see how this shit go. North Korea pipe down. China pipe down. Because, again, we ain't scared of shit now, but we do want peace. Now, let's get together, stop all this beef so we can make some bread. That's it in a nutshell.
So that is, in a nutshell, what's going on between the U.S. and Iran and Israel. And she put it in a nice, digestible, bite-sized video for you to ingest, go nom 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 on, and call delicious. But I'll tell you this, the liberals are going to argue that what Trump did was somehow unconstitutional or violates the War Powers Act or whatever they want to be the bad thing that Trump did this time. They're going to fight for it. They're going to argue it on every debate panel. And they're just going to keep on saying it as if it's fact. When in actuality, the president is allowed to drop strikes, as we learned from the first video. And he mentions in his video that the following presidents did drop strikes on different countries without congressional approval. Obama, George W. Bush, Clinton, George H. Bush, Ronald Reagan, Nixon, Lyndon B. Johnson, and Joe Biden. And those are only a few of the examples that you could give. Let's not forget that Hillary Clinton herself kept on saying that we should bomb Syria when she was running for president and before she was running for president. So as per usual, all they're going to do is go, orange man bad, he's a bad guy. Here's not a reason, but here's me saying that he's a bad guy. Just trust and believe. And that's all that liberals ever do. Hey, don't forget, we're going to be doing more videos in the future. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Hit like on the video, please. And you know what? Share it to your social medias. It really helps me out and makes my little clowny heart beat and keeps me warm at night. And a special thanks to those whose videos I used for this very video. The Older Millennial, Nairi Marabian, and Key Bennett. The links to each of those people's social medias will be found in the description of this very video if you'd like to follow them, sub to them, or whatever that platform offers. Thank you very much.